Hi there, I'm Anna, and welcome to Natural English. In this channel, we make real English simple and natural. Let's learn something you can use today.
Hello, my wonderful English learners, and welcome back to Natural English with Anna. I'm Anna, your English companion, and today I want to share something absolutely extraordinary with you. Something that completely transformed my English journey and will transform yours too. Picture this. What if I told you that mastering just 50 simple words could unlock fluent English conversation? You might be thinking, Anna, that sounds impossible. How can only 50 words make such a difference? But trust me, dear friends, these aren't just any words. These are the golden keys that open every door in English communication. As someone who has taught English for over 4 decades, I've witnessed thousands of students struggle with massive vocabulary lists, complex grammar rules, and overwhelming textbooks. Yet the most successful students always had one thing in common. They mastered the fundamentals first. They understood that fluency isn't about knowing 10,000 words, it's about knowing the right words and using them with confidence and heart. Let me take you back to my own beginning. I still remember sitting in my childhood bedroom, feeling completely overwhelmed by English. I had dictionaries full of complicated words, grammar books stacked high, but when someone asked me a simple question, I froze. My mind went blank. I knew so many words, but I couldn't use any of them naturally. Then one evening, something magical happened. I was listening to a simple English story on an old radio. The narrator wasn't using fancy vocabulary or complex sentences. Instead, she used words like I, you, want, go, like, have, need, can, and come. Yet her story was captivating, emotional, and completely engaging. That's when it hit me like lightning. The power wasn't in big words, it was in small words used beautifully. These simple words appeared again and again, weaving together to create meaning, emotion, and connection. I grabbed my notebook and started writing them down, not knowing that this moment would change everything about how I approached English learning. I began practicing with these basic words immediately. I made simple sentences like, I want water, you can come, and I like music. They felt almost too simple, but something remarkable began happening. My fear started melting away. My confidence grew. Most importantly, I began thinking in English instead of translating from my native language. The journey begins with building your foundation, and that foundation consists of your first 10 words. I, you, he, she, it, we, they, is, are. These might seem incredibly basic, but they are pure gold. With these 10 words alone, you can start constructing real English sentences right now. I remember spending an entire week with just these words, and it was transformative. I would stand in front of my mirror each morning, making sentences. I am ready. You are kind. She is smart. We are learning. They are here. I said them slowly, clearly, with intention. I wanted my mouth to feel comfortable with these sounds, my ears to recognize them instantly, and my heart to believe them. I created a game for myself during those early days. Walking down the street, I would look at people and describe them silently. He is tall. She is walking fast. They are talking. It didn't matter that no one could hear me. I was training my brain to think in English patterns, building the neural pathways that would support all my future learning. After 1 week of devoted practice, these 10 words became part of me. They weren't foreign anymore. They were tools I could reach for without thinking. That's when I knew I was ready to add more building blocks to my foundation. Week 2 brought 10 more precious words: want, like, need, go, come, get, make, do, have, know. Suddenly, I could express desires, actions, and basic thoughts. My sentences became more dynamic. I want to learn. She likes music. We need help. They go home every day. He comes here often. But the real breakthrough happened when I started combining these action words with feeling words: happy, sad, good, bad, tired, hungry, angry, fine, okay, afraid. Now, I wasn't just making sentences. I was expressing my human experience. I feel happy today. She seems tired. This food is good. I'm not afraid anymore. I'll never forget the first time I used these words in a real conversation. I was at a small cafe, and the server asked what I would like. Instead of pointing at the menu in panic, I confidently said, "I want 1 tea, please. I am very tired today." The server smiled warmly and said, "Coming right up. I hope your day gets better." That simple exchange filled me with such joy because I had connected with another person using my small but mighty vocabulary. This experience taught me that communication isn't about impressing people with big words. It's about touching hearts with authentic expression. When you speak from your heart using simple, clear words, people understand not just your message, but your humanity. Real fluency comes from making English part of your everyday life, not just something you study during designated English time. I developed what I called my English all day approach, where I narrated my life using my 50 words. When I woke up, I said, "I am awake. It is morning." When I brushed my teeth, I brush now. When I ate breakfast, I eat bread. It is good. These weren't complex sentences, but they were real, immediate, and mine. I was living in English, not just learning it. I also created my 3-line diary practice. Every night before bed, I would write 3 simple sentences about my day. I went to school today. I talked with my friend Maria. I feel happy. Some nights it was, I stayed home. I read a good book. I made soup. These tiny entries helped me see my life through English eyes and gave my experiences English words. The beauty of this approach is that it transforms learning from something you do to something you are. Instead of being someone who studies English, you become someone who lives in English, thinks in English, dreams in English. And it all starts with those same 50 fundamental words used over and over until they become as natural as breathing. As my confidence grew, I discovered the magic of question words: what, where, when, who, why, how, can, do, did, does. These 10 words opened up the entire universe of conversation. Suddenly, I could ask, "What is your name? Where do you live? When do you go home? Who is that person? Why are you smiling? How do you feel?" I practiced by having conversations with myself in the mirror. I know it sounds silly, but it worked beautifully. I would ask myself questions and answer them. What do you like? I like music and books. Where do you go every day? I go to school and then home. How do you feel about English? I feel excited and happy. The breakthrough moment came when I realized that most human interaction consists of these simple questions and answers. We ask about each other's day, feelings, plans, and preferences. We share our thoughts, experiences, and dreams. And all of this can be done beautifully with basic vocabulary spoken from the heart. I remember meeting a tourist from Australia who was lost in my city. She asked me for directions, and instead of running away in fear, I was able to help her. The market is that way, I said, pointing. You walk 10 minutes. It is easy. She thanked me warmly, and we ended up having a lovely conversation about her travels. That day, I realized that my English wasn't just academic anymore. It was functional, helpful, and real. One of the most powerful strategies I developed was what I called English immersion at home. I couldn't travel to an English-speaking country, but I could create an English-speaking world in my own room. I put labels on everything: mirror, bed, book, window, door. I set my phone to English. I found simple English videos and watched them repeatedly, not trying to understand every word, but letting the rhythm and melody of the language wash over me. I particularly loved children's cartoons because they used simple, clear language. I would watch the same episode multiple times, first just listening, then repeating phrases, then speaking along with the characters. I want to go home. This is fun. Let's play together. These phrases became part of my active vocabulary because I heard them, repeated them, and felt them. Music became another powerful ally. I found simple English songs and sang along, even when I didn't understand every word. The rhythm helped me internalize the natural flow of English, and the repetition helped key phrases stick in my memory. Soon, I was unconsciously using expressions I had learned through songs in my daily conversations. I also started reading children's books, which might seem embarrassing, but it was incredibly effective. These books used exactly the vocabulary I was learning, in context, with pictures to support understanding. I read the same simple stories over and over until the language patterns became automatic. Let me be honest with you. There were many moments when fear tried to stop me. I worried about making mistakes, about sounding childish, about people judging my simple sentences. But I learned that courage isn't the absence of fear, it's speaking despite the fear. I developed a mantra that carried me through difficult moments. Small words, big heart. Whenever I felt intimidated by the complexity of English, I reminded myself that communication is about connection, not perfection. My goal wasn't to sound like a university professor, it was to be understood and to understand others. One technique that helped immensely was recording myself speaking. At first, listening to my own voice was uncomfortable, but gradually it became a valuable tool. I could hear my progress, identify areas for improvement, and celebrate my growth. I started with simple self-introductions. Hello, my name is Anna. I am learning English. I like to read books. I have 2 cats. I feel happy today. The recording practice taught me that my voice in English was valid and valuable. It didn't have to sound like a native speaker's voice. It just had to be clear, confident, and authentically mine. This realization liberated me from the pressure of perfection and allowed me to focus on the joy of communication. The true test of my 50-word vocabulary came when I started using it in real-world situations. I began with low-pressure environments, like ordering food, asking for directions, or making simple purchases. Hello, I want 2 apples, please. Excuse me, where's the library? Thank you. Have a nice day. Each successful interaction built my confidence and proved that complex vocabulary wasn't necessary for meaningful communication. I could express gratitude, make requests, share feelings, and connect with others using my simple but powerful word collection. I also discovered that people appreciated my clear, simple communication style. Instead of struggling with words I wasn't sure about, I spoke confidently with the words I knew well. This led to more successful conversations and positive feedback, which motivated me to continue growing. The grocery store became my practice ground. The bank became my classroom. The bus stop became my conversation laboratory. Every environment offered opportunities to use my English in authentic, purposeful ways. And gradually, speaking English shifted from being something I studied to something I simply did. Now, let me give you a practical roadmap for implementing this 50-word approach in your own life. Start tomorrow morning with this simple routine. Upon waking, say 5 sentences about your day ahead using only your basic vocabulary. Today, I will eat breakfast. I will go to work. I will read a book. I will talk with my friend. I feel ready. Create your own English jar. Write your 50 words on small pieces of paper and put them in a container. Each morning, draw 5 words and challenge yourself to use each one in a sentence during the day. This turns vocabulary practice into a fun, daily game that keeps your learning fresh and engaging. Establish a mirror talk habit. Spend 5 minutes each day speaking to yourself in the mirror, using your 50 words to describe your feelings, plans, or observations. I look tired today. I need more sleep. I want to exercise. I feel grateful for my family. This builds both speaking confidence and self-reflection skills. Most importantly, find a practice partner or join an online community where you can practice these simple conversations. Even exchanging 3 sentences daily with another learner can dramatically accelerate your progress and make the journey more enjoyable. My dear English learners, your transformation begins right now, in this very moment. You don't need to wait for the perfect textbook, the ideal teacher, or the right time. You have everything you need, these 50 magical words, your voice, and your determination to grow. I challenge you to take immediate action. Before this day ends, speak 5 English sentences out loud using any combination of these basic words. I, you, he, she, it, we, they, am, is, are, want, like, need, go, come, get, make, do, have, know, what, where, when, who, why, how, can, happy, sad, good, bad, and the, this, that, in, on, at, with, for, to, from, about, yes, no, please, thank you. Don't worry about perfection. Don't stress about grammar. Just speak. Let your voice be heard. Let your English journey begin with confidence, joy, and the certainty that these small words will carry you to great places. Remember, fluency isn't a destination. It's a daily practice. Every sentence you speak, every word you use with intention, every moment you choose courage over fear is a step toward the English-speaking person you're becoming. Share your first 5 sentences with us on social media using Jacqua Natural English with Anna. I want to celebrate your brave beginning and support you every step of the way. Your English journey starts now, and I couldn't be more excited to be part of it. Until next time, keep speaking, keep believing, and keep growing. This is Anna, and you've got this.
Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next video.